okay, this idea of black male worship. Let me just back up here. I think, I did a review of Cynthia G, maybe like a month or so ago, and I came across this idea of black male worship. Now, I'm not sure if she's the one that is maybe responsible for promoting that, or really building that out. I'm not sure, but I heard it. I heard it thrown around as if it's a big deal. Now, again, I cannot think of any religious background, church setting, mosque, any institution where you can walk in and see pictures of black men on the walls or in statues or in any place where you would worship them. I certainly can't. But either way, there's this idea that it exists. So, do you think that black male worship creates colorism, futurism, and texturism?
No. No, I don't even think black male worship is really a thing, and let them tell it. If you actually ask them to explain what black male worship is, they'll say that, cooking cooking for your man, cleaning the house and
Is
giving him
black
a bit of,
okay?
is black male worship, like just the basics.
So being a heterosexual female is black male worship.
Yeah, or just it's like those things they'll say, you're a pick me, you're a this, that, the other, you worship black men. It's like, no, these are the things that you're meant to be doing for your man. You're meant to be doing these things. And then I think it's almost to beat out the compassion. It's to beat the compassion out of you.
Okay.
So you're not allowed to have any compassion for the plight of men, or for what a man might be going through, for what black men are going through. You're not allowed to have that. You need to look at them as the worst thing ever. It's all of these different theories that are basically, I don't want to say dehumanizing black men, but for you to not care about them. That's basically what they want you to do. They want you to not care.
I see Crimson Cure. Black male worship equals respecting and seeing the humanity of black men. Yeah, so I mean, basically, just having common decency. Now, if you see black men as the devil, if you see that they are the devil, then perhaps treating them as humans would be seen as worship. If you take that position, I know I've heard that mentioned a few times on Cynthia G's. More recently, I've heard that idea come up that, hey, no, these black men, they're not just bad or they have issues. They're actually devils. So if you believe that, then okay, then maybe being nice to who you consider the devil is worshiping them. But like I said, I think I understand maybe what that's supposed to mean, but it's just, to me, it just doesn't make any logical sense, because I'm like, how do you worship that which is the most oppressed? How do you worship that which we are consistently dehumanizing and talking about, and talking about divesting from? How do you worship that if you don't want anything a part of it? That's not really what you consider worship. So I I was really trying to understand. I was really trying hard to understand, what does this mean? What am I missing? What am I maybe not understanding? What is going over my head? And I'm like, no matter what angle I try to look at it, it just don't make no sense. It just don't make no sense to me, quite honestly.
Yeah, I haven't seen any of her content on that topic, so maybe I'd have to check it out to see the point that she's actually trying to make. But I'm just going to be real. I already know it's going to be some BS. I already know if I go and listen to it, it's going to be some BS. It usually is, and so there's not going to be much behind it. Again, if in my opinion, black men in society actually aren't even uplifted enough. Right. They're not uplifted enough. So this whole concept of black men worship, it just doesn't make sense.
Literally does not make any sense to me. Literally does not. I mean, I want to give a special shout out to Dane for the 5 on the super chat. I see salute ladies. And Jess, when you go on live again, we missing you in the YouTube streets.
Tomorrow.
Yay, tomorrow. Definitely y'all tune in for a live tomorrow. That'll be interesting. I'll definitely have to hit the notification button on that. I see also L. Nixon, the voice of reason. I see good afternoon, Shay. Hey, Jessica. Good to see you. Holla at your big bro. Pray all is well.
Hey, L. Nixon.
I also see Young East. 22 is the rise of the pick-me. Y'all, can I just say, look, all women are pick-me's. All women are pick-me's. They are pick-me's for the right men. Now, I think what happens is sometimes women end up being pick-me's for the wrong men, and it ends up blowing up in their face, and then they become upset. But the nature of a heterosexual woman is to be a pick-me, is to want to be picked. Because again, unless a woman is willing to get down on her knees, grab an engagement ring, and present it to the love of her life, unless she is willing to propose, she is waiting to be picked. She is waiting for the day that the man that she desires or loves is going to pick her and say, please be my wife. So by definition, all women are pick-me's. But like I said, some embrace that as a sign of heterosexuality, maybe as a sign of something positive. And then some see it as, I think quite literally, an odd against them. They see it as maybe this is something that I can never be. And instead of actually maybe, calling a spade, they would rather just, demean or, perhaps, I don't know, complain against those who are okay about being their feminine selves, who are okay being picked. But at the core, every woman wants to be picked. Every single woman wants to be picked. It is what it is. I've yet to see a movement of women who are saying, you know what, we want to go and pick these men. We need to promote more women proposing to men. We need to promote more women, leading the charge of finding their husbands and, planning how to plan the best first date to secure your man, how to find the best engagement ring to, get him to fall in love with you, how to plan the perfect honeymoon getaway. Like, I have yet to see a big push for women going and finding and picking their men. So, y'all, all women are pick-me's. It's just some embrace it, and some, I guess, are able to do it successfully, and some feel like they fail at it. And I think that's why there is some hate associated with that term. But those are just my thoughts, y'all. Those are just my thoughts. As I mentioned before, if you disagree with me, or you agree, or you have, your own points that you would like to share, you are more than welcome to call in. Okay, so let me move on to the next question here.